What's up, you guys? Andre with Pinnacle Credit Repair. You guys are in it for a good one because we're going to dive deep. And by the way, this is a version 2. Whoa, tripped again over this easel. Gotta get used to this shit. This is the second volume or the second version to the first video that I posted before this. Credit repair, false profits. Basically, it's going to expose the credit repair industry. My intention for this video is to basically tell you what not to do so you don't waste your time and your money. If you want to repair your credit, you're going to have to invest your money somewhere or invest your time, but you want to allocate which properly. So this video is for you to help you understand that, okay? And yeah, so I've been in this industry for like 10, 11, 12, 9 something years. As long as I can remember. Time flies. When I got in this industry, I had the opportunity to be mentored by the founder of Lexington Law. And yeah, basically he told me the secrets, all the tips and tricks, and everything that they used formerly, well, when he was the founder, right? And that was in the 90s, late 80s. Of course, he's no longer the owner of Lexington Law, but the purpose of telling you that is to tell you that I know everything that these guys are doing, these credit repair companies. And I looked on YouTube, and over the years I've been seeing the same stuff. People, claiming they could do this and that, and it's always the same stuff. And so this video is going to basically debunk a lot of the stuff that they're saying and basically tell you what's the flat out truth, what's real, okay? So credit repair and false profits, all right? So two things that you should understand, all right? In the industry of credit repair, much like other industries, there's information that's helpful and harmless, okay? Stuff that you need to know, stuff that you should know, stuff that's going to help you, and some of it is common logics, others is not, right? Some of it is complicated laws. Your consumer rights, which, believe it or not, are pretty simple, but a lot of people don't know. So if you graduated the 12th grade, you should know these things. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't. Either they forget them or they just haven't been taught them. By the way, credit is something that's not taught in high school. Well, when I was in high school. Hopefully in the future it is. I know some places it's going to be part of the curriculum, but when I was, if you're under the age of 30, then I'm actually 33, by the way. You didn't learn credit. Like, it wasn't required by the education system or college, okay? Not even financial advisors take a course in how credit works, or even lawyers, right? So even lawyers don't even know how to do what I'm doing. So you have stuff that's helpful and harmless, and then you have private information that should be kept private, such as your personal information. You shouldn't just give it to people. Be careful who you give it to, especially these companies and these online gurus. And that information can be harmful if it's distributed to the wrong people, okay, and the wrong audience. And that's why I go back and stress this enough. Like, I can't share with you all of my secrets. I just can't, because into the hands of the wrong people, a disaster could happen. And I'll give you one example. So in this industry, we have you, which is here, and then we have the 3 bureaus. And then we have the creditors, which are down here. I drew a car. That resembles an auto dealership, where you get an auto loan from. That's a ring that represents the jewelry company that you might get a loan for, the installment loan for the ring that you got your fiance when you got married, and now you're divorced watching this because your credit's messed up and things didn't work out. Hopefully that's not you. Hopefully for me it's you, because that would mean that you might be a customer for me. I'm just being honest with you, okay? Wells Fargo Bank, because that's the bank, they report information about you, and then EDU, that's the educational subsidized loan stuff thingy organization company that appears on your credit report as a student loan, right? So you have these 3 people, these 3 entities, what have you. There's you, whether you're male or female or identify as whatever. You have the bureaus and you have the creditors, right? And so all these entities that are dealing with information about you and me, and if I were to share my secrets on how to repair credit, you have to understand that these people, the bureaus, they might understand that information and counteract our strategies to basically bring about fairness in reporting. That's where the Fair Credit Reporting Act stands for. By the way, everything that I do is based upon the morality of the Fair Credit Reporting Act and all your consumer rights. I don't believe in trickery. I don't believe in deceit. I know some guys actually a lot on YouTube talk about how you trick the bureaus and trick here and change addresses. That's all bullshit, okay? That's not right. You don't have to trick anyone. You don't, because there's a lot of rules in the Fair Credit Reporting Act that will help you, regardless of something actually happened. Like, let's say you had a collection or you defaulted on the loan and it resulted in a collection or charge off. Believe it or not, there are rules that are designed for you to basically forgive that shit. In lamest terms, it gets a little more detailed. There's no rule that says your sins will be forgiven, but I'm just telling you, there are rules that can get that stuff off legally, right? There's a reason for that. The whole purpose of the Fair Credit Reporting Act was to give consumers a right to basically correct stuff on their reports when they messed up or stuff that was inaccurately reported or circumstances happened, okay? Believe it or not, there are people in higher chains of authority that can fix your situation if they believe, if they feel, based upon their judgment, that you deserve it, okay? You can humanize these people. Everything is up for negotiation, so that's important to understand, because I want to be transparent with my intentions here. I don't just want to string you along and have a clickbait title that says, learn this one thing and you could repair your credit in 14 days. You're doing these that's all nonsense, where you click the video and then some guy talks and talks, at the very end he gives you a little bit about what he's talking about. Okay, turn that shit off. Don't waste your time. Watch me instead, because I'm literally going to give you as much as I can, much as I'm comfortable giving you. All right, we got that out of the way, okay? So in the industry of credit repair, there are two methods, at least two methods that I know of. Correct me if I'm wrong, okay? I don't think I am. I've been in this industry for quite some time, and I've had probably the best success in this industry, and that's not bragging. That's me just sharing the happiness and the results of what we've got for our clients. It's pretty awesome, right? To have someone call me and retain me and have stuff on their report that's literally stopping them from getting their dream home. And I, with a snap of my fingers, make it go away. Not as easy as that. I wish I could. There's actually been stuff that within 6 hours I've been able to remove. I can prove that. There's videos about that. You cannot make that up. I'm just telling you straight up. But there's files that I've worked on, and it's taken a year to get substantial progress. Does that happen a lot? Heck no. That's pretty freaking rare, but it does happen, and it might happen to you. You might hire me, you might hire some company, and it might take a year, but it doesn't have to, okay? So this whole thing right here is gonna help you understand if it will or not, and who's wasting your time. So anyway, back to what I was saying, there's traditional methods, which basically every single company does, okay? Every single company does, because if they do it the other way, they could get in trouble, and they have gotten in trouble, and I'll make another video about that. So just, listen to me for a second. Traditional methods are what all the credit repair companies do. I'll name a few. Just Google top credit repair companies. Lexington Law, creditrepair.com, Sky Blue. And here's the thing. I'm not afraid of mentioning any of my competitors' information, because I know I can't get sued for defamation of slander, because everything that I talk about is factual. Okay, so I hope you can appreciate that, guys. Like, a lot of people don't want to mention certain things because they're afraid to get sued. Well, here's the thing. I can't get sued because everything I talk about I get from their press rights, from their websites, from their reviews, and I quote them, okay? So a lot of people don't pay attention to what's going on out there, and they just like, you know, make silly decisions. These traditional methods are what all those companies do, and a lot of the gurus do. In fact, all of the gurus do, pretty much. YouTube gurus. Just type credit repair in YouTube and you know what I'm talking about. Watch their videos for like not even 15 seconds and you will know exactly what I'm talking about. So those are the sending letters. That's the traditional method. The second method is the online method. But is it really online? Okay. Is it really online? A lot of these companies, they like to portray the fact that they have some secret method on how to repair credit that's not sending letters. And it's usually the ones that are always making a big deal about that are all full of shit, okay? So first of all, depending upon, and you can dispute online, you can dispute online, but is it really online? And I will basically dissect and basically show you how that disputing online is actually through the mail system. Okay, so let's dive in. Let's go into how you can dispute, the dispute process. Okay, so first of all, there's two ways to dispute things. There's the worst way and the best way. Okay, don't focus on the best way now. Focus on the worst way. The way that you're probably doing it right now, the way the company that you talk to on the phone before you watch this video, or the company you're going to call after this, because you might say, my price is too expensive, let me call a cheaper company. Well, this is how they're doing it, okay, sweet cakes? All right, the mail system, the fax system, the computer system, online system, quote unquote, and the phone system. Those are like the 4 ways to do it, okay? So that's a fax machine. You could fax a dispute. You have these numbers, you can do that. You have the mail system, okay? So if you dispute something by mail, where are you gonna send it to? All right, are you gonna send it to this address right here? Take a screenshot of that address. Are you gonna Google? You can Google it right now. Are you gonna Google let's see, the addresses here? Let me pick up some addresses here. Okay. Okay, I gotta cover this thing here. Oh my God. Because it has my customer's address. Are you going to Google that address right there? It's on the credit report. This is an investigation result credit report from TransUnion. You get these things in the mail from TransUnion, especially when you go to, I got one. You can go to annualcreditreport.com. Try it. Go to annualcreditreport.com right now. Annualcreditreport.com. Let's fact check some stuff. Let's do some experiments. We're going to do a lot of them in this video so you get the full truth of what's going on. Go to annualcreditreport.com. Try to download all 3 of your credit reports. I'm willing to bet you can't get all 3. If you get all 3, you're really lucky. Okay, so now that you've done that, annualcreditreport.com, do it right now. Pause this video, do it right now. Try to get your credit report, take like less than 2 minutes. Then screenshot, save the error message that you get from the bureaus stating that you can't obtain a copy of your credit report, okay? They're gonna give you an address on how to dispute that, how to get a copy of a credit report, okay? And the reason why they're doing that is so they can give you the worst way, the wrong addresses, in order for you to be put in the ringer. Go from that department, this department, and they're just gonna give you everything that you need to fix your credit, but their way. So you're playing their game, okay? You're the tiger jumping through their loops. They are the ringmaster. You're playing their game, okay? If there's a game to be played, then you're the one that's getting played. Sorry. Sorry to break the news to you. You can go to Equifax, you can type it on Google right now, you can look for addresses, you can scour across the net and look for these addresses. You can go to forums. You can go to MyFICO forum and you could believe the BS there. But here's the thing, it's not all BS. You're just gonna have to know what is true and what's not. And this might take a long time for you to understand, but hopefully this video will save you time. So if you're gonna look at reviews, which I encourage you to do, look for the detailed descriptive ones, because anyone can say this, that, I got my report, bada bing, bada boom, and I got a 800 FICO score. And if you actually believe that vague shit, then I feel sorry for you. Look for the reviews that have detailed A through Z details about their situation and show before and after. Kind of like my reviews that I have on my channel, my YouTube channel, right? And our website and all the other third-party sites that write about us. We have those real testimonies, those case studies. So you can have these addresses, but I'm telling you, it's all through the mail system. And if you are lucky to find the right ones, it's still going to take 6 to 12 months. When you dispute something through the mail, the average time frame to get 3 to 7 rounds in is going to be 6 to 12 months. Okay, your first 3 to 6 months is going to be the first couple of rounds, maybe 2 to 3 to 4 around there, and you're going to get maybe a few deletions off, maybe around 3 to 7 deletions within 6 to 12 months. And if you look at, you can fact check this too. This is approximation, but if you go to creditrepair.com website, which is the same thing as Lexington Law, okay, you can go to their website and they're going to tell you, our average customer sees a, roughly 30%, 40% deletion rate, success rate within 6 to 12 months. It's actually closer to 12 months, but they want to say 6 to 12 to give you that gap of hope, to mislead their marketing. They're actually not misleading, they're being honest. But is that the results you want to get? You really want to get roughly 30%, 40%, and they exaggerate their numbers, okay? But no one can sue them for false advertisement because it's not considered legal disclosure, it's considered a illustration, and the legal term for illustration is just a figurative demonstration of what could possibly happen if you were to try them. It's not, if they were to say that in their contract, that's different. That's why you gotta read these contracts of these companies. You guys gotta really know how to evaluate companies and businesses. So anyway, you and I wouldn't know how to prove that unless you actually look and read the reviews and fact check that stuff, okay? You got to make decisions based upon information. You can't just make up like Lexington Law has 1,000 likes on their Facebook, they must be the shit. If that's how you evaluate things in life, I feel sorry for you. They have PR companies that give them like fluff reviews, okay, and they're really smart on how to craft those reviews in order to be legally, technically acceptable to the social media platforms. Because one, they pay. I'm not talking about Facebook. I'm not talking about Instagram. I'm talking about all the other third-party companies where they pay to put them on a list of top 10. But you're paying to do that. Those reviews are basically consensus of all the people that have conducted a consultation, and they're writing about the concept. Oh, Jerry pulled my credit report. He explained to me what was wrong, as if you didn't know what was fucking wrong to begin with. And he was really helpful. And he signed me up for this. Like, dude, you didn't get shit deleted. If you look at all the reviews, they're gonna say that. If honestly, if that's what you're looking for, then okay, all right, you found the solution for your problem. Okay, but your score is still low, right? Your score, if you're watching this video, your score is probably 532. Or maybe it's 691. You have a couple of dings on your credit, and you just need a couple things that other companies couldn't get removed off. Okay, no problem. So we went through the mail system. Mail goes to the post guy, and that little blue box gets sent to these servers. These are servers where data is stored, collected from the creditors, which are, auto dealers, jewelry companies, banks, education thingies, blah, blah, blah. All that data is stored, and then it's basically sent back to you, which you have to pay to get. You're entitled to one free copy of a credit report a year, in which you go to the government website, annual, 'credit, 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 ' and you get denied your credit, okay? So they just set you up for failure. And then they send you the wrong addresses to dispute stuff to get a copy of a credit report, which will take a long effing time, a long time. That's more time away from you getting your goals. So this whole purpose of this video is to save you time and save you money. You could fax it. You could have a number and be like, oh, I want to fax it. But you fax it to a department that sends that information to another department, that's a department right there, which finally sends it to the bureau, the right department, and then you wasted your effing time. Or maybe you were the smart guy and you wanted to dispute online, so you went to the Experian app, or better yet, the Credit Karma app. Or maybe you went to transunion.com, Experian.com, or Equifax.com, and you said, oh, I have the way to dispute online. It's quicker, it's electronic, and that's what they tell you. But little do you know, when you dispute stuff online, it gets sent to a department, it gets sent to the mail, okay? That mail gets sent to another department, and finally to the right person. So you're still doing the mail, okay? You're still doing the mail, okay? Because ACD methods are unethical and illegal. That's automatic dispute verification systems, okay? AD, automatic dispute verification, ADV, okay? Where basically customer disputes, eOscar gets the information, and they have a program that sends an automatic denial letter to you. You know what I mean? We'll go about that later, okay? You might call them. That's a good way to call, but I mean, that's a good way to go. But when you call, it's going to be hard to get to the right person, and inevitably, you're going to call the department in which they write your dispute in the way that you say it, but you don't get a copy of it. You're supposed to get a copy of your dispute. So keep in mind, whenever you talk to them, they're paraphrasing what you say, okay? And unless the call is recorded, and good luck getting a copy of that. Oh my God, dude. How do you know that person on the other end is writing everything word for what you said? Okay? How do you know they can't make an error? Especially if you can't see it in fact check. Remember we went to kindergarten? Remember we went to school and you could proofread your shit? You can correct it? You can spell check? How can you do that when you're on the phone? Right? So these are just kind of like the common logic things that you should be aware of. Okay? So you could get lucky doing this, but do you really want to take a risk getting lucky? Or do you seriously want to hire a professional that doesn't base his reputation or his success on getting lucky, but by doing things that actually work? You know, that's a question I leave for you. So we discussed this process, okay? And, we have your dispute. Your dispute gets sent to the bureaus. That bureau basically decides what they should do, whether or not, these are three things that can happen when you file a dispute. Number one, they might ask for more time after they get the dispute. Most likely what they're going to do is they're going to say that the disputes are written from an unauthorized third-party person, okay? And they say they can't properly identify you. And this is even if you send your social, your date of birth, and your driver's license and a proof of address. They're going to do everything they can to use a stall tactic in order to prevent you from getting what you need done. And like I said, it's going to take time, right? It's going to soak up. They're going to put you through this little mechanism of just sucking up your time and money, right? And so unauthorized third party. You might actually get your dispute received and answered by a computer, and then they'll tell you, we sent a copy of your dispute to the creditor, okay? And what they're going to do, the eOscar system, which is a unified system that all creditors and data furnishers have, you should look it up, and that dispute is shriveled up into a code, to a 9-digit code, and then these companies, these data furnishers, they have what's called an automatic dispute verification system. It's a computer system, because most of these creditors are incompetent on how the eOscar works, and they make tons of violations all the time. See it all the time. There are compliances, eOscar compliances, that they must follow, because it's a mandated system that all creditors have to use to report data to the big three: TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. If you didn't know that, now you know it. So anyway, they get that, then they decide what they want. They could say, oh, it's verified as accurate. That's the point where you're like, oh crap, I just wasted my money on this company. That's where you give up because you can't stay persistent, right? That's like you going to the gym, you'd be like, oh, I'm sore, you know, like I don't feel like going to the gym next day, and that's where you give up. You can't operate like that. Most likely, the company that you hired will just have to grind through that to get through that. But you shouldn't end up in that situation, but it does happen. But most companies don't know how to get out of that situation, and then they send the same dispute again, blah blah blah, doing the same thing, expecting different results. Okay, so let's say you get lucky, but here's the thing: if you dispute online, it's going to go through the mail, and inevitably you won't have results until 60 days later, 30 days later, and those results are just in response that can state verified as accurate. And that's why it takes so long, right? You're going to have to go around that, right? So that's basically the worst way on how to dispute things. The best way, the correct way, if you dispute online, you need the correct links. And I will show you one of those correct links right here, okay? So let me first show you the wrong link. So we'll go on my phone here, right here, and we'll go dispute. Experian, and I'll choose Experian because Experian is the hard one. It's the one all these credit bureaus have excuses like, oh, I'm having difficulty with Experian. Not me. Maybe you, not me. I love it when other people say that. I read what other people write. I'm like, yeah, I got it off this one. I'm with Experian, having trouble. Not me. Okay, so this is Experian. You go on there. Don't go on there. Just don't do anything on there unless you want to waste your time. Because their private policy subjects you to basically volunteering forfeiting your rights, you know, your privacy right. They're going to get access to everything you put in there. You know, it's like the court or the police reading your Miranda rights. Anything you say can and will be used against you in court. It's not designed to help you. This site right here is not meant to help you. You think it is because you are buying into their marketing. Oh, Lexington Law said, Experian said it was the right one. Okay, you're dumb. Sorry, but you're dumb. There, okay? You can request the report, you can dispute information, bingo, pick that one, okay? When you click that, you can click start a new dispute. Hope you guys can see it. And then you're gonna end up into a screen like this. Okay, you're going to end up to a screen like this. Now, look at that. Take a mental note of that, how that looks. Look at the interface. This is the wrong interface. Let me show you the correct interface. The correct interface is here. Hold on. Let me get it. Okay? Okay, well this is, that's the right one, but I don't want to show you that one. Okay, the correct interface is here. Okay, the correct interface is here. And let me hide the link. How can I hide the link? Because I don't want to give out all my secrets here. Because if you guys end up getting, if I show you the link, the correct link, you guys might mess it up. Most likely you're going to mess it up because it's not as simple as going through with the dispute. There's other protocols you have to follow. But this is the doorway. Okay, you got your foot in the door, but the maze is still ahead of you. Okay, so I don't want to, sometimes giving you the right information could be harmful for you, right? It's like if I give you the proper vehicle, you might get in a car accident if you don't know how to ride it, right? So anyway, the correct interface should look like this, okay? Should look like that. You see how different that looks? Yeah, you see how different that looks? That's the correct one, okay? and you see where it says Experian.com/NCA. I'm not going to show you the full URL, okay? But it's Experian.com/NCAXXXX/XXXX, and then your report code. I'm going to give you an example of what the report code looks, because you can do this. You can literally take the report they sent you and then crack into the back end, okay? I'll give you an example what that looks like, but we'll use another bureau for the sake of time here, okay? But this guy had, okay, so I can't show the full name because it's his private shit, but look at that code. You see that code? Look at that. I hope you guys see it. Can you guys see it? Man, I hope you can see it. Anyway, that's a 9-digit code. You take that code, you put this URL in, you put your code, boom, 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 and then you can create your backdoor account, per se. There's many accounts that you can create in order to dispute, but are you creating your dispute profile through Experian.com / / because you can look at this. You can look at, we can go back. Let's go back. Let's go back to Experian, and you got to pay attention to the links. Okay? Okay, look. Well, yeah, this phone is going to have trouble, but you see right there the URL where it says registration. Well, just go on Google. Go on Google right now, go to Experian Dispute, click on Experian.com, and then click on Start Dispute, and then pay attention to the URL. That URL is going to show you a huge code which redirects you through another site, which is a third party, an authorized third party, okay? They're really messing you guys up. You got to go through the back door. They're really smart, because they pay for everything you put on Google in order to suit them, right? So, okay. In order to help them, to suit their cause, per se. So yeah, you can't do that. And TransUnion has a backdoor, Equifax has a backdoor, Experian has a backdoor, but not just one backdoor, there's many backdoors, okay? And if you get that link, somehow, you message me, and I will tell you if you got the right link or not, okay? These are really hard to get. The only way to get these links, you have to have insider connections, both physical and meta, okay? You need an actual physical connection, like a human being that actually works at these things, you know, kind of like my ex-business partner. His brother works, he's the VP of intelligence or whatever, software for Experian, you know what I mean? Jeff Black, previous owner of, you know, blah, 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 like back in 2015? Anyway, you didn't hear it from me. So, that's a physical connection, right? That's hard to get, all right? That's borderline, like, not ethical. And then the meta connection, like you need the right IP address, you know, in some cases MAC addresses. There's ways for them to see you log in from a remote server or a foreign device and be like, oh, red flag, ping, and then you fuck it up, you know? So you guys have to be very delicate with this industry because, like I said, there's helpful information and harmful information and harmful actions. Greedy people in this industry, these so-called gurus that are just shelling out these secrets to people, not consciously aware of where it goes to. They're not regulating it, controlling it. You can't fix all of it. You can't prevent all of crime. But if you're going to, you know, just give that information loosely and wildly like that, there's going to be a cause and effect to that. There's going to be some serious consequences. And there have been, and I can make another video about that. By the way, everything I'm talking about, you can fact check if you don't believe me. But I don't know how long you really want to watch this boring video or not. So yeah, I'll make another video about this. So anyway, when you have an amateur trying to act like a pro and have some guy that doesn't know shit and pretends he's smart and gets this information, and they go mess it up because it's happened before. Links have been shut down, protocols have been made. These stall tactics didn't come until probably 6 years ago. Around there, 6 years ago, 2015. 2015 is when I started really seeing them. They've been around a little long, but 2015 is when, you know, they started popping up, and credit repairs got hard. It's gotten more hard, more complex. It's evolved, it's changed, the world has changed. So you can't just sit there and be like, oh, I did credit repair back in 1985 and I used to wipe files clean. Yeah, because dipshit, you used to go to the police station, just like any other dipshit, and file what's called an affidavit and file a police report saying that all this is fraud. And then back then, they were just like, wipe the shit clean, because that was the protocol for Equifax. But then Equifax got sued, right? Got sued about 2.5 years ago. And about 2.5 years, about 3 years ago. Look that up. Everything that I'm talking about can be fact checked, and I know the history to the T. Okay, so I'm gonna save you time here. So you can do credit repair the worst way, or you can do it the best way, in which you'll need the correct links and an insider connection. Okay, and you need the correct addresses if you're gonna send shit through the mail. Okay, and the best way is to have that. If you don't have that, you can hire us, because we have it and we can do it for you. Okay. This isn't my channel isn't to teach people how to repair credit, although if you're really smart, you can figure it out, and this video will put you in a better situation, but it's not going to be organized and structured. It's not an official course that will teach you A through Z, like, you know what I mean, these so-called credit repair gurus have, right? It's not like that, and you could make a lot of mistakes though. You're probably going to make a lot of mistakes. So this video is just to save you time and understand whether or not you want to join our program or not, okay? So yeah, I hope that kind of helped you guys, you know, sending letters, doing things online. Is it really online, right? You'll know when you do it. When people say they do things online, then you start getting these letters in the mail. Is it really online? You didn't get an email, right? And we have a way to go around these companies, all right? This is another process. I'll make another video about this. How to get around when they say they need more time. How to get around when they say it's an unauthorized third party. And how do you break through when they send you a letter back saying your items came back as verified. There's a way to get around all that, to avoid all that. And we at Pinnacle know how to do that, okay? So if you don't believe me, go on YouTube, watch another video, and you could see what I'm talking about. You can fact check here. So anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy.